Hello everyone, Derek's Damn Toys, and we are back with a kind of unexpected action figure review. As I'm not gonna lie, I was like half asleep when I bought this, and I kind of will say I did buy this by accident. But we have the Elite Series 15 R-Truth in-house, and I am kind of excited to get this action figure review done and out there for the people. Of course, we've got 90% of this wave. We just need The Rock, and I'm not gonna lie, probably won't end up buying them. But that's just because I don't really need them. If I end up getting the Ultimate Edition Final Boss Rock, who needs that weird Elite when you got that really good Ultimate? Just throwing that out there. And that's how some of you may feel about this R-Truth once we get him out of the box. Though I will say, first and foremost, besides like maybe a little bit of scuffs and stuff here and there, like right there, that this is actually a pretty nice and beautifully mock R-Truth. Too bad we're gonna bust this bad boy out of his plastic prison, so let's get into that. Alrighty, you guys. Now that we've got R-Truth out of his plastic prison, we can get into the good, the bad, and the downright ugly of this figure. As of course, we get into the accessories first and foremost, as we usually do. We've got this really nice t-shirt, we've got two different sets of hands, and we've got a microphone. Of course, the one set of hands that's on the figure is his mic holding / weapon holding hands. We've got a set of fist hands, and we've got a pretty nice looking microphone. I do appreciate how the logos are printed on there, not sculpted and painted on there. And I do really dig this t-shirt, though I will probably never ever use this shirt. I don't know, that's maybe just me, though his little comedy run with the Judgment Day was nice, and I do love the way that feels. There's not really much to say about the accessories, they're all good realistically. Of course, when it comes to this new R-Truth, it is pretty much the same as the last Elite R-Truth from the waist down, but he is on the newer shoe mold. As you can see, they are the Kofi Kingston shoes, just painted all black. So his foot does do the rotates, and he does have ankle movement as well, though the ankle movement is a little bit like weirder to get around, I guess. It's because he has kind of like a similar mold to Kofi and the Usos, where the ankle just kind of feels weird. Of course, pinless double jointed knees, not as stiff as the last R-Truth, but still plenty fold stiff here. I'm not going to complain too much, as they'll loosen up over time, but my problem with this short mold is it feels like the pins get loose in that kneecap there. As you can see, I am shifting the joint, so I don't know how to feel about that necessarily, but meh. Of course, he can kind of do the splits, but I wouldn't rely on it, as at least it's not terrible on my figure. Like, I can put his legs back down, but he does not have all that great of an incredible kick forward. You do kind of have to force it a little bit to like get a decent kick forward out of this. So I don't know, maybe a little bit of hot water treatment for this bad boy would not hurt. I cannot play this song due to copyright. Let's be honest here, didn't realize it was in the playlist. But yeah, it's literally just the same R-Truth from the waist down, but you get up here, you've got the nice double jointed arms, you've got the new torso, and we've got the new R-Truth head scan. Of course, I do dig the Apollo Crews torso being used here, as I feel like it does work a lot better for R-Truth. I think we're also getting a little bit of new tattoo decal in here. I don't think all that much tattoo decal, maybe the 1210 there, I don't know. But he does have a lot of tattoo work. It would take me fairly long and a lot of good eyesight to actually be able to see some of his tattoos, and that's just because some of them, even in hand, are just kind of hard to see. Though I can see what MDT means, at least by a lot of these tattoos do look like they were just drawn on with Sharpie. The double jointed arms feel perfect though, they feel right, except for that little blemish there. That was because of the little things that hold the figure in place in the packaging. I don't cut them out, and I probably either should have, or that was just how they packaged it, and I'm sadly stuck with R-Truth with a wrist that's kind of dug into, but you know, I'm not complaining too much there. The head scan though, honestly, I am really digging this head scan. From all the little details in there, you got the little streaks of blonde back here, all the piercings and stuff of that nature. This R-Truth, it's definitely got probably the best likeness to Truth in my opinion compared to all the head scans that he has had so far. But with all that being said, why don't we get this bad boy all posed up and we can get into our final thoughts about this figure and, you know, maybe go over the newish arena, as we did kind of touch up a little bit of details here and we added a little section here. So let's do that now, shall we? If I can, there we go, I finally got my finger to unlock. Alrighty, you guys, now that we've got R-Truth all posed up, fairly simple but yet effective pose. You know, you never know when we could see R-Truth win the Intercontinental Championship, especially if he were able to do it off a Braun Breaker. We all know it won't happen, but never know in the Triple H era, I guess you could say, especially as of late. We got the whole John Cena heel turn at Elimination Chamber. Jey Uso won the Men's Royal Rumble. I don't want to get into it, but can't stand Charlotte winning the Women's Rumble. But, you know, that's just my opinion. Never liked Charlotte to begin with. But, you know, that's besides the point. 2025 going crazy. But this R-Truth itself does go pretty crazy. Though, of course, yeah, the shorts mold is kind of a little iffy. Though, yeah, accurate. I don't know. I'm still a little iffy on these shorts. The shoe mold definitely does at least enhance how this figure feels, as he does stand quite well now. At least if you don't get a super loose foot, because you never know, that can happen as well. But honestly, this R-Truth, with the little bits of upgrades that it does have, brings this figure into a pretty top tier status, at least I'd say, especially if you don't own any of the other R-Truths, like the R-Truth that came right before this one, especially that one. But say you don't have any of the classic R-Truths, this R-Truth, I'd say would definitely, you know, I'd say it definitely would help out the collection if you are looking for a R-Truth. But if you are not and you already have one, especially the one that came with the 24/7 championship, well, I guess you could skip out on this one. And that doesn't mean that this figure is a bad figure, but do the formula upgrades justify the purchase? In my opinion, I think it does so, as I am fairly excited to use this R-Truth in the pig fed. Though, like I did mention, I may have to heat treat him just a little bit and see if I can get those legs to pose just a little bit better. Just a little bit. But everything else seems to be posing pretty well. The knee joint is kind of a iffy thing, and the fact that mine came with that little dig in the arm, I don't know how to feel about that, because I don't know if I should blame myself for that or not. I will gladly take accountability if it was me, but I have realistically no proof saying it was me. Fresh out of the package, kind of hard to say it was, but it could have been, so I'll at least leave the theory out there, I guess. But with all that being said, what would I rate this figure on a scale of 1 to 10? And then we can get into the Dave Meltzer star rating, the 1 to Young Buck match. So we've got, I don't know, I'd say I'd say this R-Truth. Honestly, it's kind of hard. I want to give him a good solid 8.5 out of 10, but something is telling me I should give him the solid 8 instead. And honestly, I think I'm going to stick with the solid 8 out of 10. The half a point, I guess you can say, gets taken away from the arm there, and the fact that the kneecap kind of slides on its own. It shouldn't be able to do that, at least that I'm aware of. So take that as you will. But like I said, still a really solid figure all around, especially if you just plan to pose this dude up on display or maybe keep him in the box. I don't know, that's all up to you. Comes with plenty of decent accessories and all that stuff for an elite figure. I can't complain. At least paying retail price. If you pay anything more than 25 bucks, at least for where I am, that's kind of like the bare minimum. You pay 25 bucks plus, you're a little bit crazy, but 25 under, you're good. So don't pay anything more than 25 bucks unless maybe it's for like shipping or something like that. Then I guess that's whatever. But yeah, on that note, we got the Dave Meltzer star rating, and out of a scale of 1 to 5, obviously I think we're just gonna give him the good solid 4 out of 5 stars. Makes plenty of sense, right? Now, of course, with all that being said, before we do go, I would like your guys' opinion. How do you guys feel about the gray mat and the nitro ring? How do you guys feel about the new crowd area setup, as I do have like most of them on a little bench area now? How do you guys feel about the new little fight area, kind of resembling a SVR game, or maybe recent 2K games? I think SVR like 07, for example, when they introduced the crowd fighting and stuff of that nature, even though there is no crowd over here. Anywho, don't mind all the figures. We do also have a little bit of a backstage area still, and it's all connected all in one. I had this bright idea when I got sick of walking halfway across the room, just so I can, do a backstage segment or something of that nature. But yeah, with all that being said, I don't really have much else to say, so if you guys would like to, feel free to like the video if you did like the video. If you did not, womp womp, I guess. But if you did like the video, feel free to go check out some of my other content, such as action figure reviews, unboxings when I decide to do them. As of late, I have not done them, but I do have a few up there. Plus, we do also have the pick fed, as I'm sure I've mentioned plenty of times already. Our most recent episode 13 of Chaos Theory, we are sitting at 225 views as of recording, and that is, of course, great numbers. Of course, these two got some pretty good numbers too, at least for my channel. And speaking of that, if you guys would like to add to the subscriber count, feel free to subscribe. After all, it is free to subscribe. We are on the road to 350, and we are currently 10 subscribers away as of recording. It may go up, it may go down, but you know what? That's alright with me. You won't see a frown on my face. Not that you guys tend to see my face anyways, because that's a no-no for me. I don't plan to show my face. And for those of you who know me in person, obviously you know what my face looks like already, so that don't really matter. Womp womp, I guess. But yeah, before I do hop off, I would like to say special shout out to two people. Thank you to Tyler, aka Action Figure Universe, aka my boy who we do commentary here for the pick fed with. He gave me the idea of doing the all gray ring mat. He told me that he uses a shirt for his. So I said, you know what, if it's really that simple, fuck it, let me do it. Found a gray shirt that I never planned to wear, aka I bought one. Or my girlfriend bought one. So shout out to you, because, you did get me the shirt after all. But I cut it down. I wrapped it around the ring. As you can see, there's a little bit of access here around the post. But that doesn't bug me at nearly as much as it could. especially when the main steps still fit on there just nice, and it doesn't cause any extra material down here. So I cut it just right and everything worked out just right. But yeah, special shout out to you two. And yeah, I guess with that being said, we can hop out of here. So have a good rest of your day, night, evening, whatever the case may be. I don't know, because I'm not in your time zone. But if I were, would I be happy? I guess that's always a good question to ask. And on that note, we are signing out of here. So deuces, ooses, yay.